Welcome to another edition of our live Pittsburgh Sportsline TV show in the BP TV studio. Thank you for watching us tonight. We've got a lot of sports with us. Sad to say Chip got tied up at work, so Chip Hayner, for all you fans of Chip, will not be talking baseball tonight or what the Pirates are doing or not doing. So it'll be me and Smoking Jim Frazier. I'm Al Levine, the talking machine. Want to give a shout out to Ethan in our control room and his dad Kevin, who said hi to me tonight. So hello Kevin, thanks for being a fan of our show and bringing your son to work in the studio. We appreciate that. We got Steve in there and we got Devin. So thanks for all the help. They're helping to make us look good on TV. Got us centered here. I'm looking right at you, so I appreciate you watching on Comcast 7, only in Bethel Park. Verizon 32 in Bethel Park and the surrounding area from Nemacolin to Cranberry, Wexford. Facebook, we got a brand new high, 6,528 likes. Thanks for watching our shows and liking our page. We appreciate that. And I got to do a couple promos here. First one up out of the gate. Olive Oil's Pizzeria. Here, slide that pizza down. Slide that pizza down. Here's what we're eating.
Yummy.
I ate mine. Smoking Jim's ready to chew down on his. 412-831-1900 Hillcrest Shopping Center. Give him a call. Say the talking machine sent you there. Bethel Park Historical Society. They have the Schoolhouse Arts and History Center right on South Park Road there. Check them out. Great organization in Bethel Park doing a lot of great things. Donate what you can there and check out what they do. It's all good stuff there. We always end the show with Stay Joey Strong. Joey didn't make it to his 9th birthday. He got DIPG, a dreaded form and deadly form of brain cancer. Didn't make it to his 9th birthday. Check out the Joey Fabus Childhood Cancer Foundation. They will have their 5K race on September 17th, so check that out. One of their pizza delivery guys, Mike, said, nice to see you, talking machine. We met you at the 5K walk and run with Joey Fabus. Their neighbors, 5 houses down from Joey Fabus's dad, family there, so they do say hello. Now the next is, if your group needs money in Bethel Park, here we go. bpcf.org. Get an application. You can get from $100 to $5,000 for your group in Bethel Park. It's a great way to fund your group and do a lot of great things in the community. So check it out for your activities, groups, projects, etc. that they have out there. Check it out. bpcf.org. Dave Cable likes to have fun at my expense once in a while. You could see the talking machine smiling there. It looks like Uncle Sam. I want you at BP TV. 412-831-3304. Talk to Dave Cable. Said you saw this ad. We need more people in the studio here to help us put on our shows. It's all volunteers. You can learn how to run these cameras and control room and software and different features that we do have. Check it out. I want you at BP TV. All right, we start our show off every week with What's on Your Mind? And we're going to start that with Smoking Jim Frazier. What's on your mind, Smoking Jim Frazier?
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And if you want the green,
There's a pop fly.
you got to see Levine. Almost had the lights in my eyes. Almost dropped that one, man.
You got good hands.
I got to get eye black under my eye. And I know you already gave a shout out to my man Devin Shea, Ethan, and the Rookie of the Year. Steve is in the house. But since the Pittsburgh Steelers are playing the Cleveland Browns, I thought I'd wear a Cleveland Brown hat today. Not that I'm a fan of Cleveland. It's the colors. Cleveland Brown colors.
How's that a Cleveland hat?
Well, the owner of the Paul Brown also was the owner of the Cleveland, Cincinnati Bengals. So
You
same
know what?
thing.
This is too complex.
Same
I'm
thing.
looking at a tiger on your hat.
Yeah, it's a Bengal, but Bengals and Browns wear the same color, so there you go.
Thanks, Smoking Jim.
but
Hopefully you learned something.
But I want to ask you before the end of the show, maybe you can say,
What?
or Devin Shagan text from the control room, whether or not the Pirates have quit. It was a question for Chip, but he's not here. And by the way, happy birthday, Chip.
Hey, Smoking Jim,
hope
just
you
to
enjoy
tell
it.
you, if you've watched the games, they've won 3 in a row.
They won 3 in a row? I know they won.
They just won a
last
game
night.
12-0.
They last night, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean,
I guess
your
that-
question is a little late.
I guess it should have been a rhetorical.
And they just signed Clint Hurdle to a
the
4-year
And
extension.
the general manager, right?
I didn't hear the general manager.
That's a little inside information
Whoa.
I got for you
I don't know if he needs it.
from my reporter days.
All right, what's truly on your mind? Well, these other things were on your mind.
What's on my mind is, first of all, the Pittsburgh Sportsline Team of the Week. Congratulations to Bethel Park. They upset one of the top teams in the state of Pennsylvania, the North Allegheny Tigers.
Smoking Jim, I saw the buses going to the stadium before the game. All North
Wow.
Allegheny was driving up Bethel Church Road.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought it was early. It was like 5:15.
Wow.
They had about 6 buses there.
Wow. Did Chuck Sanders eat dinner
I didn't
at
see
your
any
house?
faces there. They had.
Okay.
So you
Because Chuck
couldn't see
Sanders'
anybody.
son is the starting cornerback this
I
year.
think he was in a big
for North
Cadillac
Allegheny.
following them.
You probably so. Probably ran over an Xbox. Inside joke.
Smoking.
But
Jim. What a win!
so that was a big upset. And one thing about me, I don't like North Allegheny because my high school coach, the legendary Pete Annamarino,
Didn't like
it was for some reason it was 2 teams he didn't like. He'd run the score up on McKee Sport, and he tried to run the score up on North Allegheny. And I don't know why, but
It's a shame you didn't ask him.
So in honor of Pete Annamarino, the Pittsburgh
May he rest in
Sportsline,
peace.
rest with God, Coach Annamarino. And Bethel Park, this could be a great year for Bethel Park. You know, they won the WPIAL a few years back. This could be another WPIAL championship team. I think Pine Ridgeland is the favorite to win 6A ball. I think Central Catholic's a little bit down this year, although they'll still be good. So Bethel Park should be right in the thick of things. In the Pittsburgh Sportsline Player of the Week, got to be to a former guest of the show, running back Tank Smith,
Yeah.
the son of Harvey Smith and the nephew of the Penn State assistant head coach Terry Smith. Ran for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns to help extend Penn Hills' record to 2-0. They played 2 cupcakes, but they're still 2-0.
I just hate to hear you mentioning Penn Hills like this.
I don't like to do it.
I know. I just wanted to clarify that for the folks. It's your Gateway. How did Gateway do?
Gateway's best team in the state. And finally, what's on my mind is got to give a pat on the back to my man J.J. Watt, whose goal was $200,000 raised. He put up $100,000 of his own money. I believe it's right now it's in the neighborhood of $20 million, and nobody knows J.J. Watt as well as I do. J.J. Watt, I remember when he was a promising tight end, freshman tight end for Central Michigan, when their star wide receiver was a guy that nobody ever heard of by the name of Antonio Brown. J.J. transferred to Wisconsin where they converted him to defensive line. This is a guy who is 6'5", 295 with a 37-inch vertical jump, 34 reps in 225. But which so
I think
impressive,
he tied you.
There it is. What's so impressive is he had a 31 score on his Wonderlic test, which shows extreme intelligence, 37-inch vertical jump, great athlete. I think that J.J. Watt is the only guy in the National Football League who's a non-quarterback that could have raised that kind of money with his celebrity status. He's a 4-time Pro Bowler, 3-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year, 2-time NFL sack leader. And if his brother, T.J. Watt, is half the man that J.J. is, the Pittsburgh Steelers not only got a great football player, but even a better person off the field. So that's what's on my mind.
Thanks, Smoking Jim Frazier. You sort of stole the thunder from me with the Buccos because they ended up winning the last few games and some good pitching and had a 12-0 shutout.
Wow.
Some good things like that. So the Bucco season's still going on. I watch it, although they have no chance. And your Cubs are leading the league in our division, so watch those Cubbies. I'm surprised you didn't dress up like a Cub. You surprised me with this bungle. Myron Cope's looking at you, yoy and double yoy. Smoking Jim Frazier's gone crazy. He's a bungle fan. Look at that hat. We got to get a close-up of that head right now. Look at that. It's a shocker. Yeah, but that's what's on my mind is the Buccos couldn't turn the game off. Watched them the other day. They're up like 2-3-0, then 5-0. Then they had a 7-run inning, and I turned the game off because that was enough. But how's that for beating the Cubbies?
Yes, sir.
So that's what's on our mind. We'll come back with some fiction and fact from Smokin' Jim's Almanac.
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. And fiction and fact this week from Smokin' Jim's Almanac is, I wish Chipper was here, give him a little dig. Jarvis Too Slow Jones.
Yeah.
A guy that I predicted before the draft and after the Steelers drafting that he would be an NFL bust, and everybody thought I was crazy because this is a guy.
Count me in on that group.
There you go. This was a guy that
you
was
were right.
A 2-time All-American in 2011, 2012. He was an SEC Defensive Player of the Year in 2012. He was the Jack Lambert Trophy Award winner in 2012 as a senior at Georgia. Premier Player of College Football trophy received in 2012 as a senior. And I said that Jarvis Too Slow Jones would be too slow to play right outside linebacker in the National Football League. And after the Steelers cut him, Arizona picked him up, and they cut him, and he's out of football. But something else that's on my mind is that I like to go back and review a draft every once in a while because people think that I give the Steelers a grade, just throwing a grade out there, but it's a lot of thought that goes into it.
I can only imagine.
About 5-10 good minutes goes into it, and that's usually all I need. In 2013, I took a lot of heat when I gave the Steelers a D- draft. So I just want to go over that draft and see what the people out there think and see what you, Al Levine, thinks. Now, a few years later, Jarvis Jones, I got to be a D- pick. Second round pick that year was Le'Veon Bell. You got to give that an A+. Third round pick, Marcus Wheaton, no longer on the team. Got to rate that below C level. Shamarko Thomas, we're still waiting for a sighting from him, so that got to go below C level. A quarterback that wears gloves on both hands in July, Landry Jones. Got to give that pick below C level.
And he looked good throwing an interception.
He throws the prettiest interceptions in NFL history. How about cornerback from Illinois, Terry Hawthorne, the Pittsburgh Steelers' 5th-round pick, been out of the league. How about a bum wide receiver that was picked in the same round as Antonio Brown, Justin Brown from Oklahoma? I think the Steelers kept the best Brown. How about, and I got to give this pick maybe a B, maybe rating it a little bit too high, Vince Williams.
Whoa.
Who will be the weak link on the defense this year, but he should start. from Florida State. Give that pick. And finally, Nick Williams. So, again, I rated the draft a D-, and maybe I rated it a bit too high. But that's fiction and fact from Smoking Jim's Almanac.
Thanks, Smoking Jim. And I'm glad your fans enjoy this segment because we hear a lot of fiction and rarely do we get the facts. Like, I have a question. How many sacks did Too Slow get in his career?
He got 5 sacks in 4 years, so a little over a sack a year.
I knew you would know because I thought that'd be one of your points.
Had 2 sacks in 1 game. Take away that. Woo, really low, but
yeah.
I'm sure that left tackle got fired.
Maybe he was just a rookie learning again, and he's gotten better. You just never know. Thanks, Smoking Jim Frazier. I appreciate that. We got a big show. Olive Oils Pizza and more. Brookline Boulevard, 930 Brookline Boulevard, next Monday night, September 11th. Remember all those that died in September 11th, and we're going to have a show, so appreciate that. I posted our judges. Smoking Jim has a young lady with a powerful story, Alyssa Dowds. I have a lady that has an anti-aging studio and spa in Bethel Park, Diane Underwood. And everybody knows Judge Ron Arnone. He's going to be here talking some baseball and some things around the community. And his son was a winning pitcher in an 89-year-old baseball league. So we'll have to hear that story. His son Nick will also be one of our guests on the show. Can't wait to be there for Frank. And he's going to have some specials with pizza and hoagies there. He had a great time the last time. I'll even interview Frank. We'll have him come up and tell us a little bit about Olive Oil's Pizzeria and more in Brookline. So it should be a great time. Come on out, check us out. You can get great pizza, hoagies, all their food. Just a great place, great location. There's even places to sit and eat there. You can pay attention to the show there. Listen to Smoking Jim's opening of What's on Your Mind. So that's next Monday, September 11th, 7:30 to 8:30, 930 Brookline Boulevard. Again, we'll be there for an hour filming. Check out the show. We're going to have a lot of fun, talk a lot of sports, and have a lot of good food to eat. So we can't beat that in a nice neighborhood. So check it out. Thanks for watching us and not changing that dial. Last week, told Chief to have his dessert. He messaged me he had a good cantaloupe. Hope you enjoy whatever you're eating tonight, Chief, and you're continuing to watch the show. Smoking Jim and I are going to try to carry on about Steelers. Le'Veon Bell signed his contract, so now he's a $12.1 million running back, highest paid running back in the league. Missed all the preseason that counted, and he'll be ready to start playing football, Smoking Jim. Last year, he started out with a bang. What do you think about this year?
Well, if Le'Veon Bell is healthy, and I believe that he will be, not only is he the best running back in the National Football League, not only does he deserve quarterback money, which he's not getting, the offense is built around his talents and ability. So Le'Veon Bell should come out of the chutes really fast. I think the offensive line now has matured into a unit, and they really enjoy blocking for him. The weak link on the offensive line is Jesse James, who will be replaced as a blocker by Vance McDonald, who I love a lot. So the Pittsburgh Steelers
I heard he's not that good of a blocker.
Who, Vance McDonald?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a devastating blocker, man. You know,
We gotta see
they didn't
that.
ask him to block much at Rice, but he's a powerful guy, and he really can move guys off the football. So anybody that thinks he can't block really hasn't studied the game.
I haven't seen him. I don't know much about him.
He's white.
I don't know much about that. So's Jesse James.
Yeah,
How come the race card come out on this one?
But Jesse can't block. He's weak. Jesse, but there's nobody probably in Pittsburgh Steelers history that looked as good in the uniform as Jesse James. He looks like a real gunfighter until the bullets are flying for real. Then he turns into a JV player. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers really got tired of seeing the 270-pound tight end get thrown to the ground by every cornerback in the league. Sooner or later, you got to run over one of them little guys.
How big are those cornerbacks?
190, 180.
You're not very complimentary.
Even Deion Sanders want a piece of Jesse James.
He's too old and retired.
But he don't tackle nobody.
He never did.
But, you know, Vance McDonald reminds me of Mark Bavaro.
I can't believe
some
that.
of the young
he hasn't
fans
shown
probably,
that yet.
He hasn't shown that?
No, where's his stats at?
Well,
his stats are a little weak. I saw some stats.
Well, he had 120 catches in college.
I'm talking
Rice.
pros.
Pros, last year he had a 75-yard touchdown catch and a 65-yard touchdown catch.
That's two.
And so that's
he's
enough.
worth all that money.
Is he getting a lot of money?
I think.
Okay, because he was a third round draft pick, so I'm not sure.
I think he's getting millions.
He deserves some millions, but I don't think he's getting big money. I don't think he's seen his second card. He's probably still under his rookie contract.
I don't know.
So, but whatever they're paying him,
we'll
he's
have to
worth
look into
more.
this.
He's worth more.
I think he was getting about $20 million.
No, not Vance
Maybe I
McDonald.
saw somebody else.
Yeah, that's somebody else. So,
but that's who we just picked up.
That's who we picked. That's who we traded for from San Francisco 49ers. An outstanding trade. I think the Steelers only gave up maybe a 6th-round draft pick to get him. So all the things that the Pittsburgh Steelers have done from a trade standpoint probably has Dan Rooney rolling over in his grave, because Dan Rooney didn't believe in trades. Chuck Noll didn't believe in trades.
Right.
Bill Cowher didn't believe in trades. But it's obvious that Art Rooney II, Kevin Colbert, and Coach Mike Tomlin believes in trades. Know when to fold them and know when to hold them. So
what are they doing with these defensive backs?
Well, I thought it was a mistake for them to cut Cockrell. They still need cornerback
I wondered what your
depth.
thought on that was.
Yeah, he's an intelligent guy that got good size and athletic ability. Their 3rd-round draft pick that they love so much out of Tennessee, he's on injured reserve. I think that's the best place for him. I think his career will be either on the bench or injured reserve.
That doesn't help.
But I do like them getting Joe Hayden, even though they're paying $7 to $10 million.
Yeah, but can he run?
Well,
I'm worried he's slowed down and he's a 4.8.
Well, he'll always be
line.
at least 4.5. He's no longer the 4.3 guy. But what I like about cornerbacks is that when you're in your prime, when you lose a step or two, because that means you've seen everything in the league. You studied every quarterback, especially in your division, and he came from our division, and you studied every receiver. And so late in the game, you can gamble on some plays and make some interceptions because you know the tendencies of that quarterback or that team, and I think that's what you'll see. This was
But
a guy.
his speed isn't there.
Well, this is a guy. 4.5 still pretty good because he got quickness.
They say 4.8 because he had a double groin surgery.
Well, we're going to find out because you can't play in this league at a 4.8. But
he did last year at the end, had 3 interceptions during the year because he was injured.
But my eyes are seeing about a 4.5 with him.
Yeah, I haven't even seen him.
About 4.5. I seen he was wearing a C on his chest, which he was captain of Cleveland Browns team. that wears these colors here.
That's a Bengal hat.
Yeah, same thing. And
It's still a Bengal hat.
so I'm very excited. I think the defense is still going to be still going to be kind of poor. Only bad trade the Steelers made was getting J.J. Wilcox from Tampa Bay, another guy that can't cover anybody.
Wow.
He's
It's traditional.
He's a special team guy. Doesn't have that much experience playing safety, but he can hit. He's a a shorter version of Mitchell, although Mitchell's a better ball player. But they got another Shamarko Thomas. Hopefully he don't make the mistakes that Shamarko makes from the neck up. But it was a wasted pick. But they still need a true free safety. Mike Mitchell's a strong safety. Sean Davis is a strong safety. They got a team full of strong safeties, but no free safety. And free safety is a guy that can get you to turnovers, 10, 12 interceptions. And Pittsburgh Steelers just don't have anybody like that in their secondary. I see it last year. I'm saying it again this year. And Pittsburgh Steelers must have heard me. Is that Artie Burns is not your number one cornerback. He can't handle the other team's best receivers. He's the number 2 or 3 at best.
Wow.
And so right now he's been demoted to 2. And you got Hayden Joe Hayden at the number 1 cornerback spot. So hopefully he'll mirror the other team's best wide receiver. And if he
Will we play man to man?
No.
Doesn't look like we have the talent.
No, we don't. We can't play man to man for a couple of reasons.
How do we beat New England?
Well, maybe
That
late.
weak zone's not
Maybe
gonna
late
do
in
it.
the year. See, what will happen is right now you have to get double teamed in 2 positions, and the Pittsburgh Steelers don't have those positions solidified yet. I love T.J. Watt, but at right outside linebacker in the 3-4, you got to get double teamed. He's going to enter the season being blocked straight up by the left tackle. We don't have a nose guard that command a double team. Hargrove is an outstanding ball player, probably a better defensive tackle, defensive end in the 3-4, great quickness. Nobody's double teaming him. And then you got Vince Williams, who's a liability at middle linebacker. So you got some
Since
holes
you brought
in
up
their defense.
linebackers, what's the deal with the linebackers? What do we look like there?
Well, if Shazier stays healthy, he has to play his position and Vince Williams' position.
Okay.
And,
You got the speed to do that.
Well, how can you trust Vince Williams, a guy that couldn't even keep his brother off of dope? The Steelers got his brother from a running back from the Buffalo Bills, and he flunks out of the league with a drug test. If you're an older brother, you should be able to have a little bit of an influence on your younger brother. So how can he have an influence on the defense? I think Vince Williams is an arrogant guy. That's a marginal player. He's a run stopper. He can't cover anybody in the secondary. And the Pittsburgh Steelers made a big mistake by letting Timmons go, who was a true leader on your defense.
He had a good year last year.
He really had a pretty good year last year. He's struggling in Miami because he can't seem to pick up the defense over there. But he knew the Steelers' defense by heart through repetition. His Wonderlic test wasn't like T.J. Watts or J.J. Watts.
What about his conditioning down in that heat?
He's probably in
I could
decent,
take the edge off.
decent enough shape. I mean, when your first week of practice, you knock out the star running back with a concussion. That doesn't bode well for the organization.
You got the Cincinnati Bungo hat. Burfict did the same thing.
Yeah, well, Burfict, you got to love Burfict.
How can you love Burfict?
If Burfict played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, everybody be walking around with a Burfict jersey. What's the difference between Burfict and James Harrison? Maybe 10 years, 15 years age. That's the only difference. Yeah.
Harrison's no perfect.
Oh, no, he's only knocked out his roommate, Cribbs, from Cleveland Browns. They were roommates at Kent State. He only knocked him out twice.
Well, that's not bad. He could have knocked him out more times.
Yeah. And nobody's gotten fined more than James Harrison.
That's true.
They just pick on Burfict, and the guy's just...
Well, he earns that.
Burfict does?
Yeah. By his hits.
But I love that.
I don't love that.
The
The NFL's becoming a nicer place, and you don't go with the head injuries, and He's all about that.
And I shouldn't say that because we are having a young lady on the show on Monday that has suffered from concussion.
Yeah, but you believe this.
But I do, because she's not a piece of meat. She's a beautiful model. But the NFL football players are a piece of meat, and I, for one, go to watch guys getting taken out on a stretcher, whether it's MMA, whether it's boxing, whether it's football. I like to see a guy getting taken out on a stretcher. Okay. I enjoy it. That's where I go.
I know. I've been with you. It'll be 6 years, October 11th, that we've been doing this show, and you're the emperor. I disagree with you on a lot of stuff. I know the CTE that you suffer. We got some difficulties. I just had to correct him about my birthday being at the end of June.
I always thought it was October.
He missed it for 3 years. He knew it. In the last few, he hasn't. So that CTE is damaging. I don't kid about it because we're living proof of that. You got concussed a couple times too many.
I have my share, no doubt.
I know that. And when you give a concussion, you get a concussion.
That's right.
That's what happens. So you gave a few and got a few.
Wouldn't trade anything for the world, though, you know?
I know. And you're not crying about it.
No,
so you can't get the millions that these guys are
but
getting.
I would fake like Tony Dorsett if I could get in on this $1 billion lawsuit, but I can't. So I can't fake it like Dorsett.
What do you call him a faker?
Oh, he's faking, man. Tony Dorsett never even got hit. All of a
That's
sudden,
a disclaimer. These are Smoking Jim's own opinions.
all of a sudden, when the lawsuit raised to $1 million, he couldn't find his front door.
These guys have documentation. Unlike Smoking Jim, Smoking Jim's legendary with his opinions.
Well, every year, Tony Dorsett's nephew is Vaquan the Show Kimbrough, who's probably suffered from a few head injuries as well. But,
what a boxer.
But I love Vaquan. I mean, great boxer, great. He before he got married, was a heck of a player off the field. But Tony Dorsett used to throw a celebrity golf tournament every year. I'm not sure if all the proceeds went where it's supposed to go, but I went to a few of those celebrity golf tournaments.
First of all, you didn't even pay.
No, I didn't pay, got in free. And there was nothing wrong with Tony Dorsett. I mean, he could remember everything in the world. And 6 months later, he couldn't find his front door and mailbox. But like again, sometimes...
Smoking Jim, you're not a doctor, and these things happen. All of a sudden, you get a blank slate there. Like you black out every so often with certain things and names.
That's true. And
so how's that happen with you?
And when you want to get on that $1 million... When you want to get on that $1 billion lawsuit, you got to do something.
It was less than $1 billion. They cut it down and worked the deal out.
You got to do something.
Smoking Jim, you're a conspiracy guy. I don't believe he's conspiring to get that money.
I've never trusted anybody from Aliquippa, never will.
Wow.
Do you?
I don't know a whole lot of people there, but I trust them.
There you go.
I trust them. I believe them. I believe it's true. Just ask the Kamikaze Kid. He told us the truth about his man, his roommate, former roommate, Tony Dorsett.
That's right. That's right. He's still mad at me for what I used to say about Jameis Winston. So I don't want to make the Kamikaze Kid mad. He's a friend of ours, a friend of the show. But just like when I did the 2-page interview with Mike Tyson, it could have been 6 pages long. Mike Tyson told me when he was growing up in, I believe, Brooklyn, New York. And he said, man, they were so poor that a group of kids would be sitting around. You know, he was in and out of jail at the age of 7 or whatever they call that. And by 12, he was a full-blown, he'd have been a felony. He was in a group home from 12 years old on. But he said they would be sitting around with no money. And the guys would say, well, hey, let's go get some money. And he didn't want to be left out because he didn't have no money. So they would go to a quick cash place. And for people in the suburban areas, quick cash is the ghetto bank. And so people would cash their check and they would beat them up and rob them for their money. Wow. And he said that was
a little sidebar of information like fiction and fact. from Smoking Jim's Almanac.
And my CTE kicked in because I don't even know why I even brought that up. But anywho.
Man, I don't know how you got from Aliquippa to now we're at Mike Tyson. You have one of the strangest photos with Mike Tyson. The look on your face when that photo comes up on Facebook again is bizarre. You have a blank look, and you're right there with Mike Tyson.
I didn't know what camera was taking the picture.
Who knows? It's one of the rare times Smoking Jim didn't have his eye on the ball. One of the craziest looking pictures by you, buddy. He's a handsome man with a nice smile. Not in that photo. But it's crazy there. I don't know how you got to that point there.
I don't either.
With Mike Tyson helping the Rob.
CTE kicked in.
You can't use it. You're like Tony Dorsett. You use it when you need it. Even though you're losing it. That's crazy. I can't keep track of you. So he's in the group home with the other kids beating up people with the cash.
Can I wish my brothers a happy birthday today?
Yes.
September 5th. Happy birthday to my brother Scott, who lives in Dallas, Texas, and he's dry. And my brother Eric and his family lives in Charlotte, North Carolina. They're born on the same day, not necessarily the same year, but one played for a state championship team that was ranked number 3 in the nation, USA Today.
Wow.
And the other one played on a team that was ranked 8th in the nation, USA Today. So they got state championship rings.
What the heck happened to you?
I got a my team was ranked 5th in the nation.
What year was that? What year was that?
And no one mentions my team, so we were a bunch of overachievers, I'll say
Gateway.
I'll say that.
Was it Gateway?
You know, where else could it be?
I don't know. We can't find any records on Gateway.
You know, it's funny that you said that, and that was funny because I haven't been back to my college since I stopped playing college ball, even though I was a 3-time team captain. But it's funny
You're
because
sort of like Terry Bradshaw coming back to Pittsburgh.
That's it, and I've been threatening to go back.
Wow.
For a few years now. I'm not going to make homecoming again this year. They just had an alumni.
You just announced it.
Yeah.
That's too early.
And the opening game of the season. Right now, I went to California University of Pennsylvania. They call it CalU. And they're ranked, I think, 5th in the nation right now, Division II football. And it's funny because I recently was at the University of Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Probably to go because Dennis Briggs is team captain.
Yeah. Former guest on our show.
Yeah, so I wanted to go throw my weight around in the locker room.
How'd it work on?
Rubbing elbows with the team captain. And I don't think Coach Narduzzi likes me very much.
Is he going to be a guest on 1st and 10? With Smoking Jim Frazier?
Coach Narduzzi?
No.
Dennis Briggs?
Yeah.
Maybe after the season. I can get his wife on during the season. That's just as good.
How did you forget to ask?
Yeah, there you go. But as I look around the lockers, they only have about 5 or 6 guys up, and probably one of the greatest players I've seen in high school or college ball was a guy locally. He's not even in the WPIL Hall of Fame. A guy named Dwight Collins.
Wow.
And it's almost like he never played at Pitt. Rooster Jones, all these guys. There's very few names are hanging around. I guess they can't. I guess they can't make
locker room.
I guess they can't make any money off the old timers. Everything is the new guys. So I guess that's where the money's at. So, and I know. When I played, there wasn't no such thing as Buffalo Wild Wings. I don't know how long it's been around.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know I went to that Buffalo Wild Wings in Monroeville. There was no Smoking Jim Frazier, number 22.
And they're still doing good business.
Are they?
Still a few pictures of me hanging up in the Gateway Grill. If anybody likes to eat
Gateway Grill. That's where Dan Bogan is.
Some good. No, he's at the Gateway Inn.
Oh, okay.
Out near Butler. There's a Gateway Grill, and they got great food in Monroeville. Great food.
How come we haven't been there?
I'm never in Monroeville hardly. Once I leave in the morning, I don't come back, brother.
I knew there was
I'm a single man.
That CTE just left him. It kicked in, now it's gone.
But speaking of Coach Narduzzi,
Yeah.
we got to say congratulations. They beat Youngstown State in overtime.
How'd they do it?
I mean, that has to be the biggest joke. You should beat Youngstown State by 75 points at home.
They were beating them 21-0.
And they had to take overtime. Although I like ties. I don't like this overtime rule. You got to play. Nothing wrong with a tie, but I think that Penn State got something for them boys this week.
You think? I think Narduzzi was holding back, didn't show his whole game plan.
Yeah, he really held back. He held his team right out of the top 25.
Whoa!
Probably not even in the top 50 right now.
Getting
So
crazy.
keep on holding back. But I did like the quarterback that they got from USC.
Max Brown.
I don't think he's as good as the backup quarterback from Pine Ridgeland, Italian kid, DiNucci,
Yeah.
whatever his name might
Yeah,
be.
DiNucci.
I get him mixed up.
Well, he won the battle.
Huh? Well, he was given
won the battle.
He was given a
He
job.
won it, they said.
He was given a job.
Smoking Jim, you're a conspiracy guy.
But if you look at Pitt, Pitt is doing something great because I think that DiNucci will start his last 2 years. But if you look at what Pitt's doing, I think this kid from USC, if he stays healthy, he'll get drafted into the NFL.
Well, he's only going to be here 1 year.
1 year. The last 1 year quarterback they had, well, he was here 2 years, was Peterman. He was a transfer. He got drafted to the NFL.
Yeah.
Quarterback before then is a starting quarterback in the National Football League. Savage was only at Pitt 1 year. So Pitt is doing a good thing, I believe, in bringing in quarterbacks that couldn't cut it where they were. Almost like a Flacco. Remember, Flacco left Pitt.
Went to Delaware
Because Dave Wanstead wanted to move him to tight end. And I think Flacco's still playing and Wanstead's out of football. I think that's the way it works.
I don't know. We'll research that.
Yeah, you want a franchise quarterback to be a tight end. That'll get you put out of the league pretty quick.
We're going to try to research that.
Yeah, let's research that.
All right. We'll look into that conspiracy.
Maybe Chip can help because they're both from Baldwin. Maybe Chip can get Wanstead on the show.
Yeah. I don't think he knows him.
Oh, yeah, he probably if he knew which street he grew up on, I'm sure he would be able to find it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Thanks for your insights.
Those Baldwin guys stick together.
Your Gateway guys, that's a whole nother story. Your Cal U guys.
If you put a 20-year record of Baldwin football together, you may get 8 combined wins. So that'd be a good season. That'd be a good season.
Smoking Jim, you're putting it right on them. No wonder you're not welcome in that community. Next, you bring up Clareton and stuff.
Oh,
their
man.
history.
Amani will put it on Clareton and Jeanette this year.
Really?
Man, nobody recruits like them, not even Gateway.
I believe you're impressed.
They're
Why
right
is
up
that?
They're right up there with Central Catholic when it comes to recruiting. Yeah.
What an announcement on Amani Academy, right?
Yeah. So,
what they do in their first game?
They're averaging 60 points a game. They scored 50. One. They played 2. The first week they scored 52. Last week they scored 70.
That's not bad.
Yeah. On
61
the road.
61-point average.
On the road.
Wow.
And so they're on the road again this week. I forget who they're playing.
RJ
they're playing California.
How'd RJ do?
He's averaging 2-3 touchdowns a game. But at defensive end, he's averaging 2-3 sacks a game.
Get on.
Friend of the show, Israel Reed, is playing middle linebacker, averaging 10 tackles a game. He alternates a quarterback, so he scored on 6 2-point conversions this game. He's averaging.
Have you watched him at all?
No, just on Huddle. Highlights. I'm gonna wait till the first game of the season. I'll go there. I wanted to make sure they painted over everything that was Wilkinsburg.
Well, they did.
Yeah, so I didn't want to step on that field while it was still looking like Wilkinsburg had anything to do with it. So they painted everything black and gold, even the goalposts. So I told them until everything got that ugly blue and red that Wilkinsburg had, till that's all gone, I won't step foot on that field.
Well, I'm glad you made up with the Hart family and you're back in.
No. Ain't no making up. Like I said before, as long as I'm on the committee,
Yeah.
Dr. Hart's state championship 1989 Perry team and state championship 1990 Perry basketball team featuring Will Macon will not go into the City League Hall of Fame. There ain't no making up. There's not. Hey, yeah.
Your memory's fine. Those CTE
Yeah,
issues are gone.
No, you backstab Gateway, brother. You don't get in, man. His son should be playing for Gateway, just like Cat Williams.
They didn't make him a good enough offer.
Just like Big Cat Williams got up the starter for the Super Bowl Chicago Bears, and Russell Friedman starting left tackle for the Denver Broncos. They played at all.
They'll never make the Hall of Fame.
They'll never, because they beat up Gateway. Was blowing them out, and then they go beat up some of Gateway players. Nah, no pardon with me. I'm not President Obama. You don't get a pardon here.
Get up.
No. They're out for life, as long as I'm around.
Smoking Jim, I don't know how you walk the streets of Pittsburgh.
I'm just honest. I let them know. I even let them know on radio, TV, every show I'm on, Facebook. You ain't getting it. And I'm friends with Russell Friedman on Facebook. We're friends on Facebook.
Maybe he hasn't heard any of these statements that you've made.
I put my post go public, so I'm sure somebody told him, even if he don't get it.
Maybe they got to explain it to him.
Maybe if Alderdice gets a Hall of Fame, he'll go in there. He ain't going in the City League Hall of Fame ever.
Really?
As long as I'm on the committee, and I'll be on the committee as long as I'm alive. Don't wrestle my pacemaker away from me. I could be here for a while.
Smoking Jim, this is shocking.
Never. And the only City League state championship team ever is the '89 Perry team, and they'll never see the Hall of Fame. Thank you. Pass up Gateway again.
Smoking Jim Frazier. This is shocking.
Going to drive your son from Plum to past Monroeville to get to East Hills, Wilkinsburg.
No, they go around.
I've been recruiting this kid since he was 2. Now if he wants to patch up, he has a son, in my opinion, that could be the next Earl Campbell, the son that we seen. Have you seen him play midget football yet?
No.
Man, he got speed, and the guy got size. You know, the cute little son that loves you. He could be great. Now, if you put him in Gateway, we can talk about it. I can maybe move back, but that's your only hope.
Smoking Jim Frazier.
And that's 10 years away. Maybe.
Given some of his enlightenment thoughts about Hall of Fame voting. Just like we still can't figure out the Pittsburgh Sportsline Hall of Fame voting and how you do it. It's just shocking.
We vote together on that machine.
I never voted once. I never voted once.
It's starting to get big. Hey, we got a lot of people in it. What I'm getting ready to do with the Pittsburgh Sportsline Hall of Fame is I'm going to get. I'm working with a guy now that grew up with Mike Tyson that can steal a trophy.
With they stealing money?
Yeah, he can steal me a trophy. But I got to get with Devin Shea on this to make sure I can get it right. But the Stanley Cup trophy, I want to get something like the Stanley Cup where we can put the names of the Pittsburgh Sportsline Hall of Fame in their class. And once it gets filled up, then you can add to it for life. You know what I mean? This next 50 years.
Too complex.
We can get, ain't that what they do with the Stanley Cup? They just put another ring around it.
I don't know if I can make it 50 years. You might. You're younger than me. Another 50 years.
Ooh, yeah. So
I'd have to be 11 years old.
We got to pass that down. Who can we pass it down? Steve's a young guy. He can carry the torch.
I don't know if we can put him in front of the camera. Not everybody can do this in front of the camera.
That's true.
We've been doing this show. October 11th will be our 6-year anniversary. I'm very proud that we've been able to keep this going this long. And shout out to all the people that watch our show and enjoyed the Wendy Bell show. People have told me, so thank you.
Thanks for the hug, Wendy. Whew, I almost fell out. I got weak in the knees, but
Did
your
you?
knees held up.
Yeah, I
Your
was
knees
strong.
held up pretty good,
I
man.
was
My
strong.
knees was rocking, brother.
I was strong. I'm not worried about my next guest. I don't have a dream interview. The next guest could be you.
I like that.
Or
That was
you.
good. That was
Anybody.
good.
That's who I look for. I talk to the men and women in the street.
Yeah.
From 5 years old up to 90-year-old ladies, my record for doing it. That's what I want to do, is share wisdom and knowledge about businesses and sports and people and what they do in sports. So I'm here to share that. I'm proud that you're watching us and give us great feedback. Whether you like what Smoking Jim says or not, it's his opinion. He'll keep saying it.
We got some boxing coming up too, right? Al Levine, the talking machine.
Yeah. Sokol Club, September 23rd. Priory Hotel, the 30th.
Wow.
So we got some boxing coming up. We'll be out there in the streets boxing. Smoking Jim on the play-by-play, me on the color. We'll handle that type of stuff.
You got the complexion to get the protection.
Thanks, buddy.
You one dark brother.
Wow, I just passed you. Right there on Porchville and Bethel Park. That's what you got to do. Well, I hope you enjoyed the show. We covered a lot of different things. We got about 3 minutes left to go on this show. Smoking Jim Frazier, you're always got First and 10 with Smoking Jim and other shows on PCTV. What have you done lately on one of your shows? Can you talk to us?
Well,
Shoot
tomorrow,
that faster.
Tomorrow, it's the first Wednesday of the month, we do Steel City Sports World. And
That's been around for what, over 10 years?
About 15.
15 years for Steel City Sports World. Check out that show there. We honor all the sports shows and people doing business like this on TV.
Got over 150 shows out there.
You're kidding.
But tomorrow is a great show, and I'm going to once we get the venue big enough, I'm going to have these same people
it is big enough.
On our show as well. Maybe in October, if Hollywood Lanes come back through.
What people?
Is tomorrow we have the national championship undefeated semi-pro team, the Pittsburgh Buccaneers, led by owner Callaway.
Wow, Louis Callaway.
So they're coming on the show. I didn't realize that they won the championship. Not only did they win, they were undefeated. So they'll be on.
Hey,
Pittsburgh
they were on
Sportsline
Pittsburgh Sportsline.
First. This is the first appearance on Steel City Sports World. Ed Thompson.
I'm glad I brought this up. Tell them congratulations.
Congratulations, and I think most of them may end up at Hollywood Lanes because they probably think that's where it's going to be. But so we'll see. Ed Thompson asked
Well,
could
we
they
had
come
them
on
at
the show.
Atreus PNC Park.
That's right. We never had them at Hollywood,
No,
huh?
they won't know.
Maybe they'll go there.
They might be at Atreus PNC Park.
Yeah. Somebody maybe call it 911.
People could follow us. They could follow us around there. That may happen. They just didn't make it far enough on North Side.
And Robin Clark always watches the show. She watched it last week, and
Did she?
enjoys watching. I call her minister because she's looking to get her own church, and I think she'd be a great pastor.
Definitely. And she's been a great guest on our show.
And she's beautiful. We went to the WPIL Hall of Fame, and them legs, brother, and that black dress.
Can't beat that.
I had to
buddy.
say a few Hail Marys.
Did you? You found religion.
Yeah.
Well, we've tried to provide an interesting show for you, cover many topics here. And Smoking Jim's opinions are his opinions only. He's a known actor, gambler, troublemaker, etc. But that's my buddy, my brother from another mother. Know him a little over 6 years. Proud to know him. NFL scout, Steelers scout, pizza eater. And I want to thank you all for watching the show. And please stay Joey strong.